Hi guys and welcome back to my channel MD in the making, and we're doing part 2 of 23 lessons at 23, and we're back again with our guest Quintyn.
Hi everyone.
Hi everyone. So we'll be continuing from lesson 13, and it says what you water grows, what you neglect dies. What you water grows, what you neglect dies. And this is where it's coming from. So growing up, I've had friendships, and a lot of the friendships didn't end on bad levels. It just ended because we didn't keep in touch.
Yeah,
You get what I mean?
distance.
Yeah, we didn't keep in touch, we didn't text, we didn't call. It's not like we were on bad terms. So the friendship eventually died out. So if you don't water something, if you don't nourish it, if you don't nurture it, it's not going to grow, it's going to die.
Yes, and speaking of friendship, well, as soon as you just said that, first thing that comes to my mind was friendships because I have friends from primary school that I still talk to, and I have friends too from primary school that I don't even know where they are anymore. There are some people from secondary school who I vibe with to this day, like my friend Aisha or Rakibat. All those people, I always talk with them always. But now I have some friends like my friend Victor. It's been a while since I spoke to him. I think the last time I spoke to him was when I was in Ireland, and that was before I came to the island. That was so long ago. So I felt you're so right about what you water grows and what you neglect dies. Yes.
And number 14, life is too short to be living anybody's life, meaning that I don't want to live to please people. I don't want to, because okay, this person expects this of me. I'm going to live my life because this person wants me to do this person wants me to do that. When you try to please people, when you try to do what people want to do, you're basically living their version of your life. You're not living your own life because you're just living to meet people's
Expectations
expectations
and standards.
and standards. Yeah. So life is too short to be living anybody's life.
Yes, like if you have something you're doing and then someone is like, oh, you can do it like this, like that. Bro, I'm doing it the way I feel is the best way possible. Stop trying to butt in. Let me like give my own results. Like sometimes some people just and it's sometimes it comes from a place of love, but then let me just make my mistakes so I can learn from it. Because if I don't make those mistakes, I won't grow. And stop trying to like force me to do it the way you want to. If I'm helping you do something for yourself, it's different. If I'm doing something for me, don't tell me how to do it. Like, let me make that mistake and learn that okay, instead of doing one plus one, I can do one plus this to help me with like get the result I'm trying to get. Like people should just be like simplest way. People should just mind their business. That's the best way I can put it.
Well, it depends too, because sometimes we don't have to learn certain things to know the end result. So, like, sometimes persons have already experienced it, so they're telling us that okay, don't do this because if you don't do this, this is what is going to happen because they've experienced it as well. But like, let's not like try to live to
Please.
please everybody. And number 15, you're as happy as you choose to be. You are as happy as you choose to be. Because what I've been learning is that sometimes happiness will find you, but sometimes it just won't find you. It's not just going to magically find you all the time. So you have to intentionally choose to be happy. You have to insert things into your life that make you happy. Like, say, for example, I tell myself, like, okay, today I'm going to go and buy ice cream, or when I go home, I'm going to watch a nice movie or whatever. You have to intentionally choose to be happy and insert things and people into your life that will make you happy.
Yes, that's right. Because sometimes everything life can be so overwhelming and make you
And
feel so yeah,
underwhelming too, both.
exactly bro. So sometimes you have to like make you have to get your own moment because not everything is going to be offered to you. You have to make your own miracles happen. So what me I usually do is there are sometimes I like to like I want to just feel a bit sad because no not like general I just like oh god I'm feeling I just want to watch a sad movie so that I'm like okay I like this I want to just know how it feels to be like vulnerable sometimes but just when I'm watching some particular movie it's just interesting that way. So I just like well, there are some particular movies when I watch them. Oh my god, they make me feel so sad because the storyline you feel bad for the person in the story, and then you be like, oh, I wish this didn't happen to that person. There are movies that when I watch that, oh god, I'll just be laughing. It's just fun, it just makes you happy, and then there are movie that those are the type of movies I love the most. That like, people hate, but I love rom coms. I love them so much. I watch every rom com I can find. How I Met Your Mother, 500 Days of Summer. I watch
I
everything.
can't relate.
You can't really. No, I watch this because it's like, oh my god, people find love, people lose love, but then at the end of the story, they always find someone that is just meant for them. It's just you
Not
finding a way
all
to
the
make love.
time, but
Most of the time, and then it's always like you're trying to find your own happy ever after. So when you watch someone else's story, it just inspires you.
that's a good take on it. And we're at number 16, and this one is it means a lot to me. It says, everyone is fighting a battle or carrying some type of pain. Everyone you see, as much as they're smiling, as much as things feel okay, seem okay, everyone is fighting some type of battle or carrying some type of pain. And you know how I've learned this lesson? I've been through something that really impacted my life. And then, regardless of how you're feeling, you have to show up. You're not feeling well, you're feeling sad, you still have to go to work, you still have to go to school. The world doesn't stop because you're going through your experiences. So, when I had to do that, when I was going through what I was going through and I had to still go to school, work, I still had to show up, I couldn't stay home every day, then I just had the realization that, others around you, you see them, but you never know what they're going through. So everyone is carrying some type of pain or fighting some type of battle.
Yes, and I feel like since everyone has something that they are going through, we should be nice to everyone. We should like don't even try and like judge people sometimes. You might see, school, some people don't come to school sometimes. And then one day they just come to school. I'm just like, oh, are you alright? How have you been? Have you been good? Because you don't know whether they just felt so sad, like they had one test and then the result was not looking too good. That's why they didn't come to school for a while. They might be feeling depressed or sad or something. That's why they were like, okay, let me just take a break from coming to school. You don't know what's happening to some people. Some people might have a very nice smile on their face. Deep down, they are going through a lot. Like, I've had friends, me myself, I've been through a lot. Like, so most of the time, I'm always joking or smiling. Well, there are days where, oh God, I'm tired. I don't want to come to school, but I can't try to make sure I come to school every day just to show my face or so that people are like, okay, is something wrong with Quintyn so that people will not be too worried about me. You understand? Because if you're worried about me and I've now start feeling bad that oh I'm making you worried, and then I'm like, yeah, you're meant to be worried about me because I'm your friend and all. But then I don't want to stress people too much because oh I don't know also what you might because you might be going through something and we're going through something, and then well we don't compare, but then some problems are higher than others, right? So I might be feeling so depressed that oh I won't come to school, and you might still come up for me, and that's so just so nice. And in my moment of grief, I might not even ask you what's going on with you. So sometimes you just have to be considerate about all these things when you're with people.
And it's okay to take a break too, because I remember I was going through a lot, and I think at that time too, I was working after school. So some days the person didn't see me at school. It's not like every day. It's like I would take like once in a while. I'll just take a break. Okay, I said okay. I'm not coming to school today, or I'm not coming to school today, or I'll just miss the first class. It's just like I need a moment to like catch myself. So it's okay to take a break too. So number 17, everything will not go according to your plan. Quentin, hold this, let me talk. This one is like crazy for me. Everything will not go according to your plan. Because for me, I used to be this type of person. I like to plan my life. Okay, so I have this idea. This is where I want to be. This is what I'm expecting that's going to happen. So when something happened that wasn't according to plan or it messed with my plan, I was so devastated. I took it so hard. So one thing I'm learning is that we plan, but everything will not go according to plan. So hold on to your plans loosely. So even though you have something that you want to happen, God has something better in mind. God has his plans too. So our plans may not always match with God's plan. So I'm learning to hold on to my plans loosely because everything will not go according to plan.
Yeah. I feel like we plan to reduce the risk of like errors happening, right? So, and then even in your planning, you always put that, oh, there might be there might be mishaps
I
even in
didn't
your
I didn't
plan.
factor in mishaps into my
Bro, me, I
plan.
used to factor. That's why anytime I write an exam and Naomi them are asking me, "Oh, Quincy, what did you get?" I'll be like, plus or minus five. I'll say, okay, let's say I'm getting like 80. I'm like that 80 say put plus or minus five because I might drop to 75. I might be lucky I get above 80. So just plus or minus five because when you say 80 and you just sit on that 80 and you come and say something disastrous in that result, like I was expecting so high. And also, like when you're planning everything, right? There's a high likelihood that it might not succeed. So I always sit down. I'm like, okay, I'm expecting to be disappointed, yeah, but I'm still going to try. So at least let me factor in the risk of failure.
And I think that's a good point that you said to factor in the risk, because when I was planning, I just expect that okay, this is going to happen. I'm going to finish medical school like this. I'm going to get married by this and this.
I
So
was
me,
like that
I
too.
didn't factor in any risk. So when things don't happen according to plan, it's like I never stated, oh God, the world has ended.
Bro, that was me too because I was like, okay, right now we're in MD5, right? I'm like, okay, now by this time, by the end of the year, maybe January or February next year, I'm planning to write my step one. Okay, I write my step one now. I'll just pass immediately. That one is no risk or anything. That one it cannot no, it cannot happen any other way. I have to pass that thing first time, bro. Because I now have energy to say, oh my god, I failed. Bro, depression will just hit me. I
No,
don't care
no.
for medical school, bro.
Hmm.
When I now pass my step one, okay, I'll now complete clinical rotations. After clinical rotations, based on my calculations, though, I'm seeing 2028. That's when I'll start applying for residency. But me, I know nothing will go as you plan. So I put my mind that latest beginning of 2030,
Yeah.
I should be finishing everything med school, residency. I should be at least my residency has already started because I'm factoring okay, something might come up or this residency or these clinical rotations might not go as planned. And also don't forget we have step two. After your clinicals, you have step two. So what to factor in all these things. So I'm planning okay, normally when my parents ask me what am I finishing medicals, I'm saying 2028. Me in my head I'm saying okay 2030, you're finishing everything because of all these hiccups along the way
Things can
to keep
happen.
yourself safe.
And I like that. I'm actually love this that you said to factoring mishaps, because even when I'm planning my steps, okay, I want to take it by then, but if things don't work out, there's this time period. So it's not like I say, okay, September, between this time and that time, let's factor in. Yeah. So the next lesson we're at is 18. The less expectations you have, the less likely that you'll be disappointed, and you need to have that lesson in life. People will disappoint you.
True.
Sometimes you'll even disappoint yourself. I disappoint myself so many times. But I don't mean regarding myself, regarding like people and things. The less expectations you have, the only persons you can have the highest expectation is probably Jesus. The less expectations you have, the less likely you'll be disappointed.
Yeah. Like I feel like people if the problem is when you have faith in people, well, when you have faith in people, they will just and you trust them. The worst part is when when people just used to throw the word, I promise you, I promise you. Are you okay? Don't be promising me, don't like because I believe that as humans, right, we don't have a lot to offer. But your word, if you give me your word and you say, okay, I'll be there, I expect that no matter what happens, even if a tornado should happen, you will find a way to maneuver that tornado and make it through for me because you already give me your word, and I expect you to like keep your word. Because sometimes some people now they'll be like, "Oh, I promise you, I'll be there." 10 minutes, 20 minutes,
Next
one
week.
hour. The next day they are coming to say, "Oh, I'm so sorry." Oh, don't.
Sometimes they
I'm
won't
going
even
to,
come to
bro. They
say
won't even tell
sorry. You
you.
won't even get a message.
Deep down, they know they did something wrong, so they'll dodge you. They will avoid you all the way. So what me, all those type of situations. What I usually do is I hear you. I will understand that okay, you couldn't make it, but next time you don't expect me to like turn to you for help because I already know the answer. The answer is going to be you disappoint me. So I always expect like I always expect people to disappoint me. So that's why I don't expect too much from everyone. If I'm asking you to do something for me here, I will put it at the back of my mind, Quincy, not forget to do this, you know. If I say, oh, please, let's say you now, I'll be like, oh, Ashanti, please can you move this book? Quintin, don't forget to get this book for yourself. So that when you don't do it, I'm like, oh, Ashanti,
Mm.
I'll ask you like two times. Ashanti, what about this book? You're like, oh my god, you forgot. Okay, you forgot. Moment, there's grace. Okay, you might have forgotten, you might have had a lot to do. That's why I now put I'll not factor in the, oh, everyone is going through something.
Mm-hmm.
After that, you're going through something, but then you've already said, oh, you will remember. The second time, you can't be going through something two times back to back, unless you offended somebody. So after the second time, I'm like, okay, do you know what? Let me just not stress this person. Let me go and do this myself. The next time, you're like, oh, Quincy, I can help. You know, don't worry, I'll do this myself. Let me know. Let's just save each other problems.
And my mother would say something good when I'm growing up. For example, like a family member would promise you that okay, they're going to buy you a phone or whatever, or someone to make a promise to you. My mother would say to me, "A promise is a comfort to a fool." Yeah, because the thing is that some persons will say, "Okay, I promise I'll give you this. Don't expect it because there's a chance that they won't come true for you. A promise is a
True.
comfort to a fool." That's what my mother would say, especially in my case of growing up and not having a father. And so if he would say that okay, he's going to do this or that, I promise it's a comfort to a fool. That's what she would say. So the next lesson is lesson 19. Try not to let things bother you. Life is too short to be stressed. And this is with me now. I'm the type of person, if you know me, I wouldn't say I get angry easily. There's a level of things that I'll take. For example, if one of my friends say they do something to me and I don't like it, I'm the type of person that I don't like to have an argument. So I'll just say,
True.
okay, let me not even talk about it. I'll just brush it off, which I'm not saying is a good thing. It's not a good thing. Talk about it. But for me, I don't like to be stressed. I don't want to get premature wrinkles. I try to take care of myself. So I don't want to be having arguments. I don't want to be stressing myself out. So I said, okay, this is what something happened. I acknowledge that, okay, this is what happened. And this is what I can do better next time. This is how we'll work it out. So I try much as possible not to let things bother me because I don't want to be stressed out. So try not to let things bother you as much as is possible because sometimes something will happen and it will knock you off your feet. But as much as you can control it, try not to let things bother you.
I feel like people do things a lot of times and it bothers me a lot. So what I do is I play Call of Duty. Like if people know I love playing Call of Duty because it's like okay, let me just leave all this. Let me just all this rage and frustration that you guys have made me acquire. Let me just put it onto this video game and use it to improve my skills in the game. What's that thing called? Sublimation, right? So
I don't
now,
even know.
uh,
It's
bro,
sublimation.
so I'm now doing my sublimation peacefully. Now someone is now coming to come and interrupt me while I'm playing my Call of Duty to transfer my aggression into the game. And you expect me not to shout at you. Like I know I get like annoyed on a lot of things, right? So I try to find a very nice way of not making people around me feel aggression, like my own aggression like, on them. Because I feel like misguided aggression is a very bad thing. Someone can just be happy with you and then you just be like, leave me alone. Just start shouting at the person. If you don't shout at them, I'm like, ah, did I offend you? What did I do? And I'll be like, oh, sorry, let me just give you space. And when I give you space, I'm giving you space. So it's going to be like maybe like a few weeks later, you come and be like, oh, Quincy, why you not talking to me? I'll be like, you can't remember that time you shouted at me. I'm like, I don't want to be shouted on again. Let me just give you space. So I don't want to shout on people. So I'm like, okay, let me just pour all these frustration and annoyances that have happened in my life into this game. Or if I sometimes if I'm very annoyed or angry at something, I just say, let me just go and cook. I'm not like it's not like I'm cooking rice or anything. I try and say, okay, let me bake something nice. I
You
put
bake.
bro. I'll spend a long time in the kitchen, and when I finish, normally I'm very lazy to do my dishes. But then as soon as I'm done, I'm like, okay, now let me go and wash all the dishes. I'm like, okay, let me sweep the house, bro. There was a time I was so annoyed with someone. I clean my room. I clean the living room. I wash the toilet, bro. I clean the kitchen. I wash the toilet, the kitchen again. Like I did all the chores in the house. And now the balcony area in my house. I don't think I sweep that regularly, but then that day I did deep cleaning of that place. I swept it, I mopped it. Then the steps that led to my house, I was about to start mopping those steps. I was just like scrubbing the steps because I was like, okay, this is the only size left now. But I was like, oh god, I'm tired and I'm no longer annoyed. Let me just leave those steps roll because at the end of the day, rain will still fall, the thing will still get dirty. Let me just leave those ones. So I feel like sometimes it's not good to transfer your aggression to people. So when I'm in my comfort bubble, let people not come and disturb me.
And it's not just with people too, with things like certain situations can happen, but I just try not to let them bother me.
Mm.
So we're at number 20. Don't be afraid of being alone, and do not be afraid of doing things alone. And do not let the fear of being alone cause you to miss out on experiences or opportunities. In this case, I came to Dominica 2022. We're away from home, from friends, and so even with finding a church, a lot of times I had to go to places alone. But then sometimes I wouldn't want to go alone because okay, it's just me. So you get what I mean. So then eventually I had to learn how to like be alone because a lot of times I'm alone. A lot of times you're alone. We live in our apartments. I'm just in my room. We're basically I'm alone a lot of times. So I'm learning how to be comfortable with my own company, and I'm learning, okay, I want to go somewhere. Okay, my friends are not going. I don't have anyone to go with. I'm learning how to be okay with going alone instead of okay, I don't have anyone to go with, so I won't go. So okay, no, I'll miss that opportunity or that experience. So learn how to be comfortable with being alone and not being afraid of going places alone.
Yeah. And me personally, sometimes I want to go to play basketball, but then oh, no one wants to go and play. I just go there, maybe spend like 20 minutes, just go and shoot some shots, and then I'm like, okay, at least I did something, achieved something today. Or I'm feeling like, oh my god, even the sunset's looking beautiful. Okay, let me go for a walk. I'll be like, okay, one of my guys, do you want to go to the beach? Let's go. The man will be like, oh, we're tired and all this. No, I'm like, okay, now I'll go to the beach, walk on the beach or something. Or sometimes I just do it so very, very often, like once in every like maybe 1,000 moons, I go for runs because that castle comfort you. It's not for the weak. And my own side is the road. I
The
feel like
steep.
the castle comfort road is steep to a level, right? But the road is less steep than my street. My street is just steep for no reason. So anytime I leave my house and I'm running down. Then when I'm coming back up, I used to just take my time. I used to walk like a father, but I used to just do that one step at a time thing. I'm like, nah, it can't be me, bro. I can't be stressed about these things. So and then there was a time I wanted to watch a movie, right? But I wanted to watch the movie with someone, but the person was like, oh, the movie is not into like their fancy. They don't like the blood, they don't like the violence or the storyline because that vampires in it. I was like, okay, I just went to watch the movie alone, and the movie was nice. I was like, oh yeah, I guess it's not for everyone. Well, the movie was very nice, and I felt bad because there are some moments you want to share with people, but then there's no one there to share with. So we have to live life out as it comes at us.
Say the last part again.
We have to live life as it comes at us.
Exactly. So we're at lesson 21. Adapting is important for survival, meaning that things will happen, experiences will happen, but you have to adapt. For example, I have a study schedule for today, and say this has happened to me this week. For example, I have a study schedule, right? I have
Yeah.
a, I have a study schedule. Then say in the morning, something bad happened. I went home and I just laid down. That it's like I went to her and I laid down. It's like it just threw me off. So in that case, it would be good if I adapted. Well, okay, admit that okay, this happened, but try to move past it. You still have things to do, so adapt. Do
To these
something.
situations.
Pick something. Do something. So in certain situations of life, it's important to adapt for survival.
Mm. I felt me adapting. You say in reading. Oh Jesus! I remember like in MD1 when I first started, I was just using Doctor. What's his name? That anatomy teacher that ran away.
Continue.
Oh, okay, that one anatomy teacher. Right? I can't remember his name. Oh my
Don't say his
God.
name, continue.
Okay, anyhow,
Yeah.
he like he used to use his slides to teach us, and his slides were I'm not going, they were very disorganized for my reading style. So I just found teaching me anatomy. I was like, okay, I can use this. I started using it. I was understanding what was happening. I had to adapt to the teacher, bro. Because if you don't adapt to your situations, you're going to get left behind. You have to adapt to survive.
And it's true too, even with adapting, even animals, if they're facing an environment that they're not used to, they have to adapt or they will die. It's the fittest of the fittest that survives, apparently. Even with us coming to a new island, coming to a new country, we're not used to the lifestyle here, we're not used to like the places, and so we have to adapt or we won't survive. We have to get used to, okay, this is how it goes with buying groceries, this is how it goes
True.
with living here, moving around.
Yeah, I remember when I was in Ireland, when I got there, oh, I was like, okay, it's just going to be a bit of snow, a bit of rain. Oh my God, rain. Snow, it snows like once every few months. Like, when it's going to snow. Rain was a steady thing there. This is snow every day. Like every 10 minutes you're seeing warning on your weather app. It's about to rain. And apart from that, when I was in Ukraine, I remember when I went out, I was like, okay, temperature is going to be chilly. I was like, okay, I'm from in Nigeria. There's one place, just is the coldest place in Nigeria. I'm from, just right. I was like, I can manage, bro. When I landed in Ukraine, I wore a t-shirt. I think I wore joggers. The breeze that just as soon as the airport doors just opened, the breeze that just touched me. I was like, Jesus, my black skin like this weather is not for me. Oh. I opened my suitcase there and then carried jacket. I was like, it's too cold for me. I can't survive this type of weather. So those type of things you have to adapt to survive and move on.
Okay, so we're at lesson 22. Hi, Amanda.
Hi Ashanti. Hi YouTube. Bye
Yeah.
YouTube.
So we're at lesson 22. It's the little things. So in life, for me, it's like I think like I'm a simple girl. That doesn't mean I want to be treated simply, but you get what I mean. I'm a simple girl. It's like when I go home, I like sometimes I just like to drink a cup of tea. And when I lay down, I say, thank you, Jesus. I have a bed. I have a roof over my head. I have food to eat. I said, God, I'm comfortable. Thank you. So sometimes it's just the simple little things.
I feel for me, the simple little things is kind of like just calling to say hi or something. For example, I feel like some of my friends, right? I don't feel like it's every time I'll be available, right? Yeah, but if I see a message that or a reaction to a message I sent, I'm like, oh, okay, this person gets it. Or you make a joke and you like, oh, Quintyn, remember that joke? I feel like it's just like to know that you're remembered or to know that you're involved or to know that you're known. You understand? Like to know that okay, my life experience with you was not wasted. Like the time me and you spent together was not wasted. At least you remember me for something, or I remember you for something. It's just so important because it shows that okay, yeah, we had a bond, and that bond, it's like it was important. It was so important that I still remember it today.
And our final lesson 23 says, one step at a time, meaning that for me, sometimes we just need to take it one moment at a time and not like take things on us heavily. Just one step at a time. Self-explanatory with this one.
Okay, me, I like using my life experiences. So after the war in Ukraine, I was like, okay, what am I going to do next? I think I have a problem because under tense situations, I'm too calm. So I was like, okay, next I'm just going to go to Hungary. Then after Hungary, I'm going to spend a week there. Then from there, I'm going to see if I'm going to go back to Nigeria or going to go somewhere else. Then during the week when I was in Hungary, I was like, one of my friends was like, okay, I can come to Ireland. I went to Ireland. I was like, okay, now time for me to find school. But I was just so calculated. Like it was like everything I had planned everything like way ahead. I was like, okay, if I go back to Nigeria now, I'm going to start applying for schools. If I go to Ireland, I'm going to start applying for schools. So I tried applying for schools in Ireland. It didn't work out because they were like, we'll have to start all over again. And I was like, okay, I can start all over again, but what exams do I need to do? And then the whole thing was a drag. So I was like, okay, instead of school, I'll just work for a bit, so I'll get working experience, so that I'm not socialize with people and talk with people. So I now did that. I was not like, okay, now that I'm working, let me start looking for schools. It was like step by step. So I now found a school here. I was like, okay, next now I'm going to just work for I was about to, like, I wanted to quit my job like next month after I got admission. But I was like, okay, let me just work for 3 more months just for, just to make my resume a bit more bulky. And I did the last 3 months. I already sent message to Canada office now that I'm going to shift my admission to next semester. So that's why I came to be you guys classmate. You guys should thank me. Thank fate. So I feel like everything is not about proper planning. It's just like as life comes at you, you just calm down. You just analyze what's happening with you, and then you always find the best solution. Yeah, that's what I have to.
Okay, guys, we've completed 23 lessons, and we want to thank our guest, Quintyn, for joining us. And
Thank you
I
so
have
much.
one friend who wants to say hi before the video ends. I have a next one. I don't know if she's coming, but
I'll be
Bye.
on the next episode, guys. I promise. I also want to
bye,
be in an episode.
guys.
I've been begging.
Quentin is the only guy here. Oh.
Bye, guys. Thank you for watching.